What is up? What's going on, everybody? Shout out to everybody in the building. Let me. All right, yeah. Had to do that to make sure the mic was working. Had to do something to make sure the mic was working. Had to see it pulsating. But y'all already know the deal. Y'all know the routine. Make sure you hit the like button, whether you're catching this live or you're catching it after it's uploaded. Happy Friday to everybody. We're about to definitely get into this thing. Going to be covering, I guess, piggybacking on the topic that I covered yesterday because more info came in. We'll talk about that, break down how that or what that adds to the overall equation. We'll break down what that adds to the overall equation, and we'll be getting into the whole Tyrese situation and breaking down what we can learn and what we could take away from it all. But let's strap on in. Let's get ready to go. As soon as I find the intro. Let's where we at? Okay, here we go. I got the intro. Let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
What's up? What's going on? Shout out to everybody in the building. Happy Friday to each and every one of you. Shout out to the early bird squad, those that make it in bright and early. Drop a comment, hopefully a like before we get things started. Shout out to Little Rock. 2517 in the building. Says, yo, shout out to RM in the building. Shout out to RM. Gotta put the link out there. Give me a second on that. Shout out to Hoop Jargon. Says, salute. Let me come back up here and find those that made it in. Sleep is a cousin of death in the building, says Steven Crowder is in the right. His wife was cheating. If you got any evidence of that, bring it forth. If you got any evidence of that, bring it forth. I didn't see any evidence of that. But Ron Brown in the building says, good morning, guys. Who we got here? Clay Bibsby 704 in the building. And already shouted out Little Rock, Hoop Jargon, Sun is Hot Ra. Who else we got in here? Holding my nuts. Wow. Did Salty Balls change his name from Holding My Nuts to Salty Balls? I mean, from Salty Balls to Holding My Nuts. That looked like a name change. He went from Dusty Nuts to he went from Dusty Nuts. I told him he got to change that. He changed it to Salty Balls. Now, if that's the same person who just switched it up to Holding My Nuts, that's even funnier. That is even funnier. Like, I'm like literally pulling up to YouTube so I can see if this was a wrenched person whose name. Okay, no, that's the new person. Okay, good. Okay, good. All right. I had to check on that one. I had to stop. I had to stop the show for a second to check on that one. I got to know that the artist formerly known as Dusty Nuts changed his name to Salty Balls. Just did he switch his name now to Holding My Nuts? At least then, if it's Holding My Nuts, there's no his nuts are potentially clean, because before they was salty, before they was dusty, then salty. Now he's just holding them, so they're maybe perhaps not dusty or salty at this point. I mean, he potentially cleaned his nuts. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. But all right, we're about to get into this. And yeah, I know I'm always still dotting I's and crossing T's and getting things together, but do want to appreciate everybody that's in the building right now. Do gotta appreciate everybody in the building right now. Appreciate each and every one of you. John Paul D. Waterford just dropped a $10 super chat on it. Going to get into that. RM, check your email. I'm running behind as usual. My coffee is brewing. I don't got nothing in this cup. Well, coffee from yesterday is in this cup. I don't got no water right here. I'm lacking. I'm lacking right now. Y'all got me up here lacking, but the show must go on. Shout out to the good brother who sent the first super chat in the building. John Paul D. Waterford in the building with a $10 super chat. And over here on this illustrious show, we know what you get for $10 over here. What you get for $10?
What do we get for $10? Everything you want.
All right. Shout out to you. Welcome aboard. John Paul D. Waterford in the building says, PSA, I am not a foil hat. Okay. Me either. In fact, I get greatly annoyed by all the tinfoil hat stuff that I notice going on a lot more in this space. I get really annoyed by a lot of it. I do. But I welcome all thoughts, and I've learned not to just shun stuff because it sounds not believable out the gate. But I get annoyed by a lot of it. So I'm with you on that part so far. He says, I am not. See, my problem with conspiracy theories, not the act of people conspiring behind the scenes to get something done. In that sense, we all should be conspiring. It's a conspiracy. The man has a conspiracy against us. Yeah, the proper question is, why aren't you and your fellow brethren conspiring to get things done and gain power as well? But when you talk about the conspiracy theory, when there's the information that's out there, the theory that's out there, so to speak, I think in the where the conspiracy theory gets goofy is when people accept that with no evidence. Like, there's evidence for the actual theory, the information that they put out there, but some of it is a shaky, or you're just skeptical because you don't trust the government or the sources or whatever. So in lieu of that, what do? You make something up? That's not acceptable to me. The people that just make stuff up. But anyway, he says, I am not a tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist. But if Andrew Tate suspiciously dies in custody, I will be convinced that the Matrix killed Andrew Tate and Kevin Samuels. Yeah, it will be That would be a tough one. That would be a tough one to just call a coincidence. You know, not to put them at Malcolm X and MLK level, but yeah, nobody is going to buy the argument that Martin Luther King and MLK was killed by random muggers, random, just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like, okay, yeah. So there's that. There's that. So I definitely understand. I definitely understand where you're coming from. I definitely understand where you're coming from on that one. I have a hard time going there, but yeah, I can't tell you you're tripping. If he dies, if Andrew Tate dies in police custody, then yeah, I can't tell you you're tripping. I really can't. But anyway, let's move on. Let's get on into this. Support the stream. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. I was told that I don't remind the people to hit the like button nearly enough. I gotta start doing that. Yeah, I gotta hit the like. Yeah, I gotta hit the like on this thing. Yeah, I got to let people know that we are here, that we are in the building. Yeah, I got to give me the HBO special, help a brother out. That's what Oz needs y'all to do. That's what Oz needs you to do. Now, I'm pulling up the first little piece of information. But all right, let me start out with the Tyrese thing. I was investigating this. I was looking into it. And I don't want to say that it's not as bad as a lot of people are making it out to be, because it is. It is bad. He had to pay $200,000 in back child support. Then there was an additional close to $400,000, if not more than $400,000, that was really just going to paying lawyer fees and all of that other stuff. Like, how does that make any sense? So that part is ridiculous. But he was ordered to pay $10,000 a month in child support, and it was like behind, or it was back child support. It was back child support that was owed. Now, whether or not that $10,000 was too much, that's a whole nother thing, because we're going to get into that, because there's video of him talking about how when he got with her, she wasn't making all that much money. But he said he encouraged her, he inspired her, he pushed her. He told her to go get this extra certification and do this and do that. And, he basically, while living with him, I remember we've talked about this before. How chicks be hustling. How they say, men, when he get on, he gonna leave you for a white girl and all of that. This dude who you dealt with when he was, working his way up from, from the burgers to the fries to management, and eventually he got on and he left you. Okay, women be working that same strategy. They will get with the dude. They will go to school while they, they most educated. They not, but most educated, most enrolled, whatever. They will get with a dude. And while he's working his butt off and he's paying those bills and she's kind of halfway working, she's going to school. She's getting more money. She's getting her money up. She's increasing her value. She's on her purpose, while he's working, paying their bills, she's on her purpose, separate and apart from him. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's no doubt a real thing. And they will get on their purpose. They will get on their grind. They will get on that shit. They will get their education. He basically said that when that she was basically able, after being with him and going to school and getting all her certifications or getting her degree and all of that while with him, while he's paying for everything, she got to the point to where she, upgraded. She was already working some job, but she got the extra skills and education, and she was able to make $150,000 a year. Like, that's what she's qualified to make right now. That's what she's making right now. He's like, this woman make $150,000 a year. And he basically said that she's able to do that because she was with me. She was with him, and she was now able to make that much money. Why? Because she didn't have to worry about bills. She didn't have to worry about working. She didn't have to worry about, the finances that come with taking care of a kid. She was able to go to school and get on her purpose and on her grind. And so she left him. She left him much better, or he left her in a situation where, you know, she's much better.
Tyrese, I gotta ask, what's your reaction?
She's much better off now. She's much better off as a result of being with him. She worked that hustle. She worked it. And that's why he's like, that child support is a ridiculous amount, because she makes good money. She makes that good money because of him. Of course he paid for her college, Leo Anthony. Of course he paid for it. He paid for her education, and him paying all the bills and taking care of everything permitted her the ability to pursue that education, to be able to be a functioning, thriving adult who can now live and survive and thrive without him and not need his money, because she can make her own $150,000. But you guess what? I'm still going to take some of your money. Thank you. I didn't approve that message. That was RM. I did not approve that message. we are not showing Tyrese cry today. We are not showing Tyrese cry today. That was funny. Hey, I'm not responsible for all the memes and GIFs and stuff you see pop up on the screen. That'd be RM on the ones and twos in the back, because I don't like to mess with none of that stuff. So I said, hey, you got full creative control. Get out of there, Sir Tyrese. What more do you want from me? It's like we know where this man coming from. we know where this man coming from. Oh man. Terrible, just terrible. But yeah. So that was his argument. That's the argument that he's gonna lay out in one of the videos we're gonna look at. That's the argument we're gonna lay out. Yes, he's making a lot of money. Yes, he got millions. Yes, he got this. Yes, he got that. But he's like, she's a functioning, employable adult who can make who makes $150,000 a year because of him. But now she needs $10,000 a month from him, from child support. His back child support added up, and so he had to pay it all at one time. The lawyer fees was crazy. I don't know how it costs that damn much. But here is the part that it seems like everybody is missing. It said right there in the article, when you read it, that no spousal support was on the table. It said it right there in the article. It's no alimony. So if he had a prenup, which he said he did, it sort of sounds to me like it worked if he didn't have to pay any alimony. Child support cannot be a part of a prenup, as I understand it. Child support cannot be a part of the prenup, as I understand it. So it's like, yeah, that's screwy to have to fork over $100,000. Before I play this video, I'm gonna bring this down real quick. Before I play this video, I'm gonna pull up something that I'm not 100% sure if people are fully getting this part right here. It's some BS in here, but the BS ain't as thick as a lot of people think. The BS is not as thick as a lot of people think. It's thick though. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. The BS is always thick. The nonsense is always nonsensical. Don't get that twisted. But do want to run through this article on y'all real quick. It's a short one. It's a short one. All right. Tyrese rocked in court, $600K. I'll make it bigger, even though y'all probably won't be able to see it either way. But y'all just know that I'm not making it up. Tyrese rocked in court, $636K for child support, lawyer bills. That's him in court. Hold on. See, I wasn't even planning on watching this, but we're gonna watch it.
We also and we also we're hoping to accomplish shedding light on Samantha Gibson making well over $100,000 a year outside of what I make per year, and the necessary needs of the actual child are beyond met.
All right, I understand. And you're aware that if you pay these amounts and then the Court of Appeals reverses it, you don't get your money back.
I am well aware of it.
All right. Do you want the court to consider you paying it into a bond so that in the event, whatever the court rules, no one is prejudiced?
I would want to know more about what this means as far as a bond, but if I could position myself to show any intentionality to do that, if that's the final outcome, then I'll take care of it. But doing something that is beyond the scope of the law, it feels like punishment. It feels like it's just unnecessary. And if the roles were reversed, I just really feel like I wouldn't be sitting here.
All right. Now, getting to the article. Despite the astronomical numbers that came out in today's hearing, Tyrese's attorney, Tanya Mitchell Graham, isn't too down about it. She tells TMZ they will file an appeal as soon as the judge's order is entered. She also filed a motion for a new trial, which will be heard next month. As for the money, Tyrese doesn't have to pay it all at once. The judge said May 15th as the due date for about $258K, still a lot of it. By Tanya says that could be pushed back once their appeal is filed. Also, the judge made a point of saying that Tyrese has been paying child support all along, just not the $10K a month. The court ordered instead he's been paying $2,236 a month. And I don't care how much money a man makes. I think that, $2,236 a month for one kid is very reasonable, especially for a woman who makes $150,000 a year. That just makes sense. Like that just makes sense. If you're gonna find a max to put on it, I think that's a fair and feasible max. But okay, whatever. When you got money like him, they want the child support to hit like spousal support. but anyway, moving on. Says the $237K represents the monthly difference he owes plus interest. The judge Tyrese publicly called out before his custody hearing is ordering him to fork over nearly $250K to his ex-wife and almost $400K to her attorney. That part is asinine. That is asinine. I just cannot make any sense of that. That the actor / singer was in Fulton County Court Tuesday to deal with his ongoing child support battle with Samantha Lee Gibson. The main issue being Tyrese refusing to pay $10K a month. He was ordered to pay last August because he felt the judge was racist and biased against him. Also, he stated, so keep in mind, this large amount that we're seeing is an amount he was ordered to pay and he wasn't paying it. All right, you're ordered to pay it and you're not paying it. Shout out to Excalibur says he thinks the max in Texas, the max is $2,500. Yeah, it should be a max on it. It should be a max on it. When we hear them astronomical amounts, that'd be ridiculous. But see, here's the deal. If he was ordered to pay an amount and he wasn't paying it, and then it added up, and then he went to court and they said, yeah, you still owe it, and we ran the numbers. They probably took what you make versus what she make versus how many overnights and ran it through a calculator and came up with a number. That's how they do it. And that way it's designed to screw over men in that sense, because they're going to give the kids to the woman the majority of the time. Tyrese going to actually break that down, where he's saying men have to get out and go work and be doing this and doing that, and they're not able to be there with the kids because they got to work in order to be able to pay for the kids. But then they get penalized for not being with the kids, but you're telling them he got to work to pay for it. It's like you're gonna break all of that down on how they, you get treated like a deadbeat for doing what they ultimately ask and require you to do. But we're going to get into that. He was ordered to pay it last August because he felt the judge. He said because he felt the judge was racist and biased against him. Also, he stated on the stand today, Tyrese feels the $10K is excessive. He claims Samantha doesn't need that much because she makes good money on her own. Leading up to today's hearing, Tyrese ripped Judge Kevin Farmer in a video, calling on people like civil rights attorney Ben Crump and Martin Luther King III. You need to get that one dude with the afro that was doing that Martin Luther King impression to get out there, because they like basically civil rights cosplaying in politics now. But so he needs to get them on the job to show up in court and support him and fight against the judge. They weren't there. Of course. They're not going to show up for a dad fighting for, fairness or father's rights or none of that. But, if you get shot in the pinky toe by a police, or, you get arrested aggressively or something, they'll show up for that. They're going to show up for that, Get shot or roughed up by the police, they'll show up. Father's rights, no. Lack of fathers being around is part of the reason why a lot of Negroes out running around doing all manner of crazy stuff and getting into problems and scuffles with the police. But the father fighting for his rights, no. We don't do that here. We don't defend fathers. We defend victims. That's how that works. But all right. Inside court, the judge filed to Tyrese for his failure to cough up the money he'd been ordered to pay and held him in contempt of court. He could have been arrested, but the judge cut him a break. Well, aside from the staggering amounts of money he's got to pay now. All right, I think I'm getting to the part that I wanted to get to. Tyrese was ordered to pay a total of $237,944 in back child support for their daughter Sonia, and $399K, basically $400K for the attorney fees. That's insane. He also has to foot a $17K bill for the special master or referee of sorts appointed by the judge to handle minor disputes in the case. You'll recall Tyrese incurred Judge Farmer's wrath during the last summer hearing and nearly held in contempt back then. So maybe it's not all that shocking in today's proceedings. And okay, and it says Samantha's attorney tells TMZ all she wants is to co-parent their daughter. Notice they love to co-parent, hate to cohabitate. Love to co-parent, hate to cohabitate. Follow the court orders and move forward. They're like, well, let's just follow the court orders when it's all in my favor. I'm disappointed in myself because I don't got the right article up. I was trying to find the one that explained that there was no, in their divorce settlement, there was no spousal support. There was no alimony. If there was no spousal support and no alimony, and he makes millions and she makes 100K, that means that he made it out good. He just got to pay an amount in child support that he think is too high. And it is high. But he made it out good. That sounds like I could be missing something, and y'all can send me if there's links out there, because I don't got the right link up, because the article that I read earlier clearly stated that he didn't have to pay any alimony or spousal support or anything like that. And he was talking about how he had a prenup. And if you had a prenup, and you did not have to pay any spousal support, I say that's a win despite the that ridiculous attorney fees that he got to pay in child support. He paying her lawyers child support. Her lawyer owed money in child support. He got all that. But damn it, I'm disappointed. Damn it, I'm disappointed. RM, check my title. I think I spelled Tyrese wrong in the title, so I'm being told. And correct that on the YouTube end of it. Correct that for me on the YouTube end. Because if you change it on StreamYard, it'll still be wrong on YouTube. In the night, I hear him talk, the coldest story ever told. Somewhere far along this road, he lost his soul. To a woman so heartless. All right, don't get me singing. Larry Legend says they calculated his child support off California numbers. Yeah, like that's the thing. Okay, that's the part. That's really the point that I want to make here. I'm sorry I read that whole article and it didn't even get to the money shot I was looking for. That child support calculator is a bitch. Shout out to Larry Legend. That child support calculator is a bitch because it takes the we're screwing you over for the sake of screwing you over out of it, and it's saying that, hey, it's a preset mathematical equation. It is a preset mathematical equation that you're fighting against. Not me, not her, not the system. It's just a preset mathematical equation that came from the system. And she's the one who dragged you through that system. But it's a preset mathematical equation. All right. We just plug the numbers in. We do the formula based off the number of overnights, based off the amount of money that you make, and based off the amount of money that she make. And seeing as women are hypergamous and they tend to marry men who make more money than them, so the guy is going to be making more money. And seeing as the court favors giving the child to the woman, she's going to have more overnights. But we're just running the numbers through the calculator, and that's what we came up with. That calculator is fair in the event that two people make the same thing, and that one person in the event that two people make the same thing and they have the same amount of overnights, that calculator is fair then. Thing is, women play the game the right way. They make sure they marry somebody that makes more than them. That calculator at this point is incentivizing men. That calculator is incentivizing men to basically be like some hypergamous women and don't only deal with a woman that's making what you. I mean, one is incentivizing men to just say, well, I ain't about to get into that, but it's incentivizing men to basically be like hypergamous women and only deal with a woman that make that money. She make that bread just like you. That's the woman you're going to deal with. That's the society that they're pushing for. In a place where they complain and these men want to go 50-50. Well, okay, that y'all are creating a society where that man who's in a situation where they at least economically are on par 50-50 with each other, that's the man who can't get screwed over. Now, he can still get screwed over if she get the majority of the overnights, but he's not going to get screwed over as more, because the more overnights you get and the more money that you make than her, that's going to cause it to be like that, to where you're going to get screwed over. You're going to make more money. It's like they basically the whole idea. And I kind of had this conversation with FD Signifier while I was reacting to one of his videos, And he was saying the system, yeah, it's still set up patriarchal. You're expected to protect and provide. That's why the children go with the men. And I don't know how you protecting. I mean, that's why the children go with the women. I don't know how you protecting if the children are separate from you, but you are supposed to provide. That's what they're saying. You're supposed to provide. That's why the children are with her, and they want you out working. They want you out working, making that money. That's what they want. That's what they want. But you see how they are pushing for a system that's going to cause men to act opposite of how they want them to act. They're pushing for a system that's going to cause men to be like, nope, I'm not even taking the risk and getting entangled with a woman unless she's making paper. Unless she's making paper. Said this is his channel handle. Yeah, I think you can just go tweak the title. I don't know what it is. I can't fix it right now. So just go tweak it, change it, correct whatever misspelling, whatever need to be done, RM. Just go correct it. But shout out to everybody who's supporting the stream. Larry Ledger saying they calculated. Oh, it says we are right. The chat is wrong. Oh. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take the W. Chat room, hold the L. All right. Larry Legend in the building with $2 super chat. Do appreciate that. Go bring up that next super chat, whatever the next ones were. Bring those up. Bring those up because I have none of them in front of me. I have none of the super chats in front of me. Shout out to said this case shows the red states aren't going to save you either. If you get divorced, you're going to get screwed over. The state is almost irrelevant. Now, please play that Tina Sinatra for me. I don't know who Tina Sinatra is, but okay. Roll it. roll that.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want.
I think that's it. Is that Tina Sinatra? Is that what you're telling me?
What do we get for $10? Everything you want.
Okay. Check out your man TLA's breakdown. Yeah, it'd be long. I'm waiting for him to clip some parts of it because I'd be having a hard time trying to go through the 3 hours and find the money shot. So I'm just waiting for him to clip some parts of it. I'm sure he did a good breakdown of them attorney fees. But he says there was a negligent judge. He says there was a negligent judge / attorney that put him in this predicament, paying all attorney fees. I see. He said, and these boots are made for walking. That's Tina Sinatra. Oh, okay. See, y'all be teaching me stuff. Okay, cool. All right, let's get into this video. Thank you, everybody, for supporting the stream. Appreciate each and every one of you. Let's get into it.
The number the judge put on you. It's a big number, you know? How you holding up?
I'm inspired. It's not about me. What just happened today happens every day in the family law court system.
Okay.
Fathers have no rights, period. So the bigger the ass whooping that I get in court, the more it's going to shed light on what has been happening since the beginning of time. This is not about me. I will never.
All right, that was loud as hell. Hood is saying, don't they make you pay for her lawyer anyway? I don't know, but it just seemed like I don't know how the fees got that high. I don't know what a lawyer charges per hour to get to get it up that damn high. I don't know. Those are some ridiculous attorney fees. You think this dude just got away with killing Nicole Brown Simpson? I mean, like, you got to pay like that much for lawyer fees? Did he just get off from killing a white woman? Like, how he got to pay that much for lawyer fees? Like, damn. Like, God damn. But you notice Tyrese is talking like an MRA. You notice he's talking like an MRA. Just a little interesting tidbit there. The man is talking like a full-blown MRA. He's basically saying that, you know, he's talking like he's a martyr, getting out there in front of these things, letting the world see it, shining a light on it, and that's going to, you know, basically he's going to talk about how that's going to force laws to change and everything. I said it once, I said it again. Men used to didn't talk like that. Men just used to just take it and go off in silence in the corner somewhere. Men raising their voice, speaking their voices online is giving a voice to other men, men who are in these positions who get screwed over, you know, it's emboldening them to speak. It's emboldening them to speak. The more we speak, the more they speak. The more men speak, the more men hear it. The more men hear it, the more men willing to do something. Our biggest problem is trying to convince men. Our biggest problem is trying to convince men. That is our biggest problem. Says Tyrese going out bad like a deer in headlights with no clue what's going on. I disagree. I mean, I think he knows what's going on. I think he sees what's going on. And I think it's also the case that he got away without having to pay any alimony. He didn't have to pay no spousal support. He just got to pay child support, got to pay back child support. And the child support is high because he make more money than her and he got more overnights. I mean, she got more overnights. But Tyrese going out bad like a deer in headlights with no clue what's going on. The guy with no clue what's going on is the guy who's saying that, well, I'm a man and I'm a real man and a real man don't even care, you know, long as my child taken care of, it don't matter the circumstance, you know. That's the dude that's a deer in headlights. What he's saying is not like, what the hell do y'all be talking about? Like this isn't deer in headlights rhetoric. This isn't deer in headlights rhetoric. I mean, yeah, he's losing, but he understands what's going on. He clearly sees what's happening. Otherwise, he wouldn't be talking like this. He wouldn't be giving speeches and shit. Like, what the hell? That's that shit where y'all go dumpster diving to pin a bigger L on a man. He already holding the L. Y'all gotta go dumpster diving for more L's. What's wrong with y'all?
Never not take care of my daughters, whether I'm with their mother or not. I will never not. But it's not okay to call us deadbeat dads when we're hustling, grinding, traveling, doing whatever it takes to put food on the table and take care of our families, which will cause us naturally to be physically away from our kids, and then that get used against us in court.
That's a man who gets it. That is a man who gets it.
Because the mother may be more available than you. And then, when you don't have a job, when you're struggling and you're trying to pull it together, independent of a pandemic.
The Larry Legend's statement is fair, is that he's been down that road before. He's been through this before. How many times he been married? How many times he been? Yeah, he keep running back into the buzzsaw. Like, that part is true. That part is true. You know, he going through this over his ex-wife, and he already, had that situation with that one new chick where she said some goofy shit to him, and he like, don't stop, just don't touch me. So he's still on some goofy shit. But no, this ain't deer in headlights. You don't be a deer in headlights when you make that statement that he just made. That's not deer in headlights. This is somebody who's waking up to the bullshit. This is somebody who's waking up to the bullshit. But understand where we're at in this. Understand where we're at in this space, that it's more fashionable to talk shit about the men than to talk shit about all the weapons that are formed against the men. I understand that's where, that's what's going on here. I understand that this space has become anti-male. Like, okay.
We get emasculated when we're at home and we're out of a job. So
when we talk about this shit, we raise awareness and we get it on the mind and the consciousness of the men. We can only hope that they move different. We can only hope that they figured out what's going on. We can only hope that they that they proceed forward with caution. Yes, I have seen Crowder's doorbell video, and that one is coming up next. That is the next clip I got ready to go. Let me get this one blown up. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Bear with me. Hold on, we'll get back to the tape. I just had to move that. Something was obstructing my view. Y'all couldn't see it, but I could see it. It was annoying. Joe Chill in the building with the $20 super chat says, as soon as I saw the red flags, I went to FOC, that's friend of the court, and became a plaintiff. My man, that's how you do it, not a defendant. I requested my fair share of overnights and avoided a 20-year crisis. There's no guarantee this will always work, but it's the best bet for a man. Absolutely 100%. I tell men, when you and that woman, if you got a kid by a chick, y'all not married, when y'all are on good terms with each other, when y'all are on the best of terms with each other, that's when you go and do that. That's when you go and get things straightened out and make sure that you on paper is good. There's ways you could do that. Forgive me, I don't commit all of this to memory, but there's ways that you can go get it straightened out on paper, where you could be basically, you can establish yourself as, I'll put it like this. In the state of Michigan, if a child is born, the mother is a presumed custodial parent, and the only way that father can actually be, have rights is if he takes, legal action against her. That legal action against her is very difficult when y'all on bad terms or y'all not together. But if y'all are together in a relationship, you could try. She may be on to you, but you could try to hit her with some lingo. Be like, yeah, our son, I want to make everything right and get everything squared away on, get everything squared away on paper as far as, blah, 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 and get everything right and get everything together and make sure that, if anything happened, that I'm, in proper legal position to make sure I can do it. Just hit her with some shit. Or just do the research and go just get the shit filed. I don't know the exact process, but there's a way that you can go. There's a way. I gotta know this exact process by heart, so I apologize. There's a way that you can go down there while y'all are together. You could establish that you're the primary custodial parent. the whole aspect of physical custody, legal custody, all of that. You could do all of that. You could jump out in front of it and preemptively do all of that when y'all on good terms to protect you for when shit go left. Now she might be on to you. She might be on to you, and then she may jump out in front of it. So you got to be careful in how you do it, but there's a way to do it. There's definitely a way to do it. I'm going to make sure I get all the. I don't want to put out anything misinforming, so that's why I'm treading carefully. But I am going to go look up the process and exactly what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to do it. I'm gonna look up the exact process and make sure I put it out there. Going to make sure that I put that out there. But no, good stuff right there with that super chat, and congratulations. Definitely congratulations on getting things done. He says on good terms. Yes, there's a such thing as being on good terms. There's such thing as being on good terms. Yes. It's about doing it when she's least expecting. And I think he's getting it right here too. There's some steps in the process where she may be necessary to where talking to her may be a thing, but doing that will tip her off. So I definitely get what you're saying. He says, don't tell her nothing. Go file the motion to petition for joint custody and have her served with the court order. Yeah, I'm talking about two people on good. I say do that when y'all are on good terms and living together. If y'all got a good sound, I'm using air quotes here, happy relationship, y'all live together, she pregnant, you go do that. But it's weird to have somebody served papers. It is weird. Y'all live together, sleeping in the same bed, and you get a knock at the door. Somebody come serve some papers. But do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. But there's a way. There's a way to finesse it to where it don't look like you're trying to do some, backhanded, evasive shit. There's a way to finesse it. That's all I'm saying. There's a way to finesse it. It's messed up that you got to be like that, but you got to be like that. Like that's her baby until you, unless you have unless you legally own this child, it's hers. So all I'm saying is go through that process of obtaining legal ownership of your child. And it's easier to do it when she ain't expecting it and everything is on good terms. Well, thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. Thank you for adding a great deal to this conversation. Thank you for adding a great deal to this conversation. Good perspective.
Another one. Another one. Another one.
Do appreciate you. All right. Let's get back into this. All right. At
the end of the day, he just pulled out the biggest light imaginable on him, his conduct, him literally making up things on the fly. What he did as a sitting judge was literally abuse of power, egregious, and all the above. And that's it, man. There is no such thing as a little boy or little girl without at some point mommy and daddy getting together to make a decision. So I'm inspired because I believe that there's going to be a law, multiple laws in place in the city of Atlanta that will refer to Gibson and Gibson. Your Honor, that's wrong. Gibson and Gibson, blah, blah, blah. And they'll be able to make reference to case law.
Yeah, Nate, that's true. I should have. I mean, that I've spoken on that. What you're saying, what you're saying right there. Don't file for 50-50. File for full custody and end up with 50-50. That's literally what I did. That's literally what I did. I actually did get 50-50 joint legal and joint physical custody. It just after it was all said and done and won and everything, then they still ended up with me over 80% of the time or something like that. I'm not calculating or keeping track, but they, they're with me the majority of the time. But on paper, it's 50-50. On paper, it's 50-50. So yeah, you go for full, and then you settle for the 50-50. But either way it go, you come out all right.
Pertaining to what's going to happen. And I'll do whatever it takes and I'll spend whatever it takes to turn this all around. Not just on behalf of my daughters, but on behalf of every father who cannot afford proper representation or have any type of voice. So I'm not thinking about me. I'm really, really passionate. Just maybe God has created all these bad, perfect storms and scenarios for me to be a part of affecting change.
It seems odd that the lawyer gets more money than your child.
Yeah, well, right? That's $500,000
to the lawyer.
I had a prenuptial agreement. That's 2 law firms representing Samantha. The one and only check that she cut was 2.5 years ago for $7,500. And they just said, you don't have to pay us anything else because they were banking on a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So congratulations to them. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to turn it all around.
All right, last question, man. Look, you got to pay by May 15th. Is that you're gonna appeal that? You're fighting that, obviously.
We're gonna do whatever it takes. I can't go into any more specific.
What the hell, Nate? Damn. So you okay with the system screwing over men if they're leftists? I mean, I get pointing out that you know, like a little tap on the shoulder, like, hey, you be voting for some policies that screw you over. You be voting for feminism, and it's the same feminism that's screwing you over, right? I understand giving them a tap on the shoulder and informing them of that, but damn. Like, damn. Like, damn. I'm not trying to police your tone, Nate, but I mean, I just start off with a tap. Just, hey, you know all that other stuff you support that, all, you support, women and all their causes and them, advancing and not being held down by the patriarchy and, all that stuff that you'll be like, yeah, absolutely. You do know that this is how it looks. This is a result of it, you being you looking like the patriarchal villain and her looking like the heroine coming up off of, defeating the patriarchal bully. You do know that you support some of the causes that result in this screwing over that you're getting right now. Just a little tap, you should consider this, it's like damn. Like, God damn. Yep, RM, we got to get that one. I don't even know where it is or where it came from. God damn. It's that clip of somebody doing that. But yeah, we need that one. Sorry to Mac the Trucker. This is Nate's response. He said, sorry to Mac the Trucker. This nigga had a Stacey Abrams sweater on election day and did videos telling black men to vote for her. I can't forgive that. Yeah, I get it. But the same system that would screw him over is the same system that would screw over a man who didn't vote for Stacey Abrams. So it's like you can't root for the demise of a man. because we have political, philosophical differences with him on other issues. We're shoulder to shoulder on this one. He just needs a little, maybe just a tap on the shoulder, like, you support feminism, and this is a feminism win that you're on the receiving end of. Just a tap. Just start with a tap. Start with a tap on the shoulder. All right, just start with a tap on the shoulder. That's all. Just let him know. Some people never make the connection. Then there are those that do make the connection, stare the connection right in the face, and then you see that, okay, that they're still going to vote for feminism. And then at that point, it was like, hey, what can we do to help him? The Mac the Trucker in the building with the $2 super chat says, Brother Nate is the Democrat Terminator. Yes, Brother Nate is the Democrat Terminator.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
He's telling black men to vote for the system that's destroying them. We will agree to disagree. No, we not. I don't know what we're disagreeing on. We agree that when he gets into his political activism, which he does every 2 to 4 years, yeah, he's telling black men to vote Democrat. We agree on that, and we agree that doesn't make sense. We agree on that. So you're not agreeing to disagree, or maybe we agree to disagree that I don't think that he should be screwed by the system, but I think he needs to be possibly educated on some things. He's at the early stage of his awakening. He just said some very red pill shit. When a man is saying some very red pill shit, I'm not going to be that guy who says, you deserve whatever you get. You deserve to get screwed over. Like, nah. And what's the name? Mr. Negative Man. Mr. Negative Man says the child support / alimony system is actually largely supported by the Republican Party. That's some cold, dark, ugly truth as well. That's some cold, dark, ugly truth. I just kicked something down. That's some cold, dark, ugly truth as well. Remember, it was those Republicans who tried to push something about child support, child support in the womb. It was, it was Republicans who tried to push that. When I did a stream called "Why Are Traditional Conservatives Attacking the Red Pill?" A lot of those traditional conservatives, a lot of those, trad cons, trad cucks, as they call him, it was always a war in the white manosphere over basically the men's rights activists, or I would say the trad cons versus the MGTOWs. That was always a war. All right. And the trad cons were called trad cucks, and in many ways, there's a lot of simpish stuff that can happen when you're on that traditional conservative side. This isn't necessary. It's not necessarily going to happen 100% of the time. Not necessarily going to happen. I'm not saying it applies across the board if you're a conservative, but there's something about the guy, like when some people get too staunch down in their conservative views, that they fail to realize that, hey, y'all are out here trying to be conservative traditional men with modern women. And so there's an aspect of them that advocates to go into the buzzsaw. Go right into the buzzsaw, and it is what it is, and you're a man, and be a man, and blah blah blah, and men just need to step up and do what they're supposed to do, and the women will fall in line. Like, it's an aspect of that baked into the conservative cake. And when the way that plays out is that you'll get Republican politicians that will support a lot of the stuff that's screwing men over. because they haven't merged their, traditional, man, woman, child aspect of it, of household, of family, that they, that's how it is. That's what the Bible say, God, man, woman, child. And I think we agree with that. We agree that that's functional and that works. That's functional and it works. However, is man, modern woman, child. That modern woman ends up over here with the child by herself. It ends up being, community woman, child, government woman, child. It ends up being that. And they're operating on that. Like I said, it's like having a tree of knowledge right there in the backyard. They go take a bite out of that fruit. But this is so. I'm saying that to say I'm not criticizing the red pill conservative, because the red pill conservative gets it. We understand, family and what works and what makes a society function. But we understand what we're actually up against. What I'm saying is that there are some tradcon Republican politicians that don't understand what modern men, what men in this modern time are up against when it comes to dealing with women today. A lot of them don't understand that. A lot of them don't understand that. Now, I smell a hint of fuckery in the air, and I'll be dead. Number 16. I knew something was up. It was just fuckery floating in the air, and okay. Number 16. Haven't read it yet, but let's see. Making this red versus blue issue when all men deal with this in all states shows a level of mental instability some people in this space have, not has. I'm nobody to be correcting somebody else's grammar, English etiquette. I'm just messing with you. But no, actually, I thought you was on some fuckery, number 16. But no, you make a fair point. I disagree about the mental instability. That's going a bit far, but but you do have a good point that making the red versus blue, Democrat versus Republican, conservative versus liberal argument in the midst of all of this, or something that all men deal with, yeah, I can't go with that one. So I agree with you, number 16. I agree with you. Hell, Steven Crowder is going through it right now. He's about to go through the same thing. He's a conservative. All right, that's the next video we pulling up. That's the next video we pulling up. Well, let me get to the super chats. And I got to pull up the Steven Crowder video. This video, the Tyrese video, is pretty much at the end. The guy was just asking him, "Do you got it? Can you pay it? You good?" He basically said, "Yeah, I can afford it. I got the money."
I've shared all that I could share.
Sure.
But it's we're in a place, man, and that's it.
Are you prepared to pay it if you have to?
I could.
Yeah, so he's basically saying he got the money and he gonna pay it, and that's that. Says, it is weird I am being labeled as being on fuckery. Give some of the guests you have on your panel. It's all good though. No, number 16. I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you in the sense that I used to be in my chat room regularly, but now it's like I only see you when some fuckery is going on. Whenever some fuckery is going on, number 16 comes super chatting and then criticize the manosphere for being about all fuckery. But when that fuckery going on, you so I'm messing with you. It's all good. No problem, no disrespect, no beef. No, I do appreciate your support. Let's get through the super chats. I want to get the Crowder thing up there. And then we'll open it up. But the Master Trucker in the building says, Brother Nate is the Democrat Terminator. Absolutely. Jackie Jack says, but Crowder is about to go through the same thing, and he isn't a Democrat. You typed that after I said it. You didn't super chat that, and then I read it on the tablet, and then said it like I thought of it. No, I said it first, and then you super chatted it. That's what happened. Who you gonna believe, me or your lying eyes? All right. Sir Jack Mehoff in the building says ATL is blue, but GA is red. Marriage laws are set by the states. As I said, the red states aren't going to save you. Red states may use Vaseline, and blue states may not, but you're getting screwed either way. That's fairly accurate. That's fairly accurate. Thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. John Paul D. Waterford in the building again. He says, if you're not Team Republican, you don't count. Even if you agree with 90% of the manosphere talking points, how did you not know this fact, Bernard? Hashtag joke. Okay. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. I know you're joking. I do think that I don't know. This ain't even a stream for that. And maybe that stream needs to be had. Because one thing that I don't want, and my good buddy Nathaniel, my good buddy Nathaniel will probably disagree with me on this one, but I do think, okay, put it like this. I do think that it don't need to be a war between the people on the left or people on the right or people more conservative or more moderate or more independent, and some people got some more extreme leftist views. I don't think it needs to be a war. I understand the concept of separation. I don't think there's a space of men that advocate for men and fight for men. If we agree on manhood concepts and how men need to move and what men need to be aware of, and like there's certain aspects of a male centric view that somebody can have, that I don't think that the political divide. I don't know. We gotta hash this one. We'll talk on this one. We'll talk on this one because, put it like this: I love the conversation that we had when it was Nate Hood, Conservative, BGS, Black Uru. It was the people that's conservative in this space, speaking with people who I would definitely consider them more on the left. They don't like the Democrats. They have their reasons why they don't like the Democrats, but they are left leaning in their views. I think good discussions and understanding could be had there, long as everybody understands the common enemy. There's common ground on the bigger problem. And so I don't think it's beneficial for us to be at war and at each other's throat. When I talk about separation, it's nigga shit that I want the separation from. It's nigga shit that I want the separation from. I do like the idea of Switzerland and the meeting of the minds and people having respect, black men having respectful conversations and understanding, agreeing, disagreeing, because black men are not and should not be a monolith. So that's where I'm at on that. So even though you were joking with your super chat, I did want to address it seriously. So thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. Bring up the next one. Number 16 says, I already read that one. Shout out to you, number 16. Do appreciate you. I already read that one. Go to the next one. Pull up the next super chat when you get to it. Let's see what we got here. Some people will war and push out everyone that does not fit their narrow world / political views. I agree. Then wonder why no. Oh, hey, I think we are on two different things. What is going on here? That this is to pay for my earlier. Okay, number 16. I didn't even get what you're saying right there. That this is pay for my early Tyrese tears transgressions. There's some people. Because you had Tyrese crying, you had to show him knocking somebody out. Okay, all right. That's better. We not clowning Tyrese today. All right, number 16. Number 16 in the building says some people will war and push out everyone that does not fit their narrow world / political views, then wonder why no one supports them or watches them. Not you, Bernard. Thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. All right. All right. That being said, I sound like Fresh saying that being said. What the hell? What the hell? Okay. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. We got to get to the leaked video that, as I understand it, oh my goodness. Hey, my internet is on some Plantation Wireless stuff today. My internet is on some Plantation Wireless stuff today. Give me a second. Give me a second. All right, let's see what happens here. Hopefully this works. We're about to get into this Steven Crowder video.
Hold up.
About to get into this. Move that hit the like button thing from the screen. All right.
I drew a boundary. I drew a boundary. No, you just did it. I drew a boundary.
All right, and just real quick. All right. Little backstory and backing up. Now, Candace Owens, the title of Candace Owens' video is is titled "Steven Crowder is a monster. Change my mind." That's the title of Candace Owens' video. Now, this ain't look good. This ain't look good. It look bad. I'm not gonna stunt on that when y'all know I advocate for men. I defend men at all costs. Well, not really. Not when they're wrong. Not when they're wrong. But I categorize this as a married couple having an argument. And it is really, really difficult. Really, really difficult to make a determination about a relationship based off seeing a snapshot of a heated argument. If you've ever been married, arguments get pretty bad, and it's going to be some doozies like just thrown out there. People gonna say wild stuff, and yeah, and so it's difficult to make a determination. It's so funny. One of the first videos I saw on this is that one from Destiny. Y'all know Destiny, the blue-haired male feminist dude, and he even said a very similar thing. And I was actually shocked by that. He was actually fair to Steven Crowder, and he actually had to block some people because all the leftists in his chat room, they wanted him to just go at Steven Crowder and trash him, and he was saying that you can't really make a full determination based off of an argument, based off just seeing it in full-blown argument. But we're going to play it. We're going to walk through it. I don't know how well or what y'all could see what's on the screen. I know sometimes the audio is hard to hear. I'll read everything that's said as we go through it. Well, pretty much everything that's said, but let's go. Now, I do want to point one thing. Okay, it's so much weird stuff that's going on here, but we'll get through it.
I drew a boundary.
Yeah, because I drew a boundary. No.
I drew a boundary. No, you just did it. I drew a boundary of abusive and cruel.
Are y'all able to hear it good? I don't know.
You were not taking the car. Because if you refuse to do wifely things, then I will go pick up the groceries.
There's no groceries. I do have
Steaks, wood pellets, my grill. I know it's not unreasonable.
Damn, my internet is acting weird. Okay, the sound is good. All right, the sound is good. Okay, it's just it's some weird stuff happening on my end, and I do apologize. But all right, let's go.
I drew a boundary. No, you just did it. I drew a boundary and abusive and cruel.
At abusive and cruel, because that is abusive. You are not taking the car. So I think he's saying he drew a boundary. He said you're not taking the car, and she's saying that it's abusive and cruel that he's saying that she can't take the car. Now, I don't know why they're in a situation where they only got one car. They're rich. They should have more than one car. It makes me wonder, are they even at home? I don't know. Like, are they out some, like, is that an Airbnb? Who the hell knows? It's like, so what? I don't understand the one car situation. That's the part there. He says, you're not taking the car.
You are not taking the car. Because if you refuse to do wifely things, then I will go pick up the groceries.
Again, this is where arguments get weird. He's saying he will go pick up some. He will go. I don't know if she's supposed to be taking the car to go pick up the groceries. He don't want her to take the car. She's trying to go do some. I don't know if it was that she want to go do some other stuff, and he's saying no. I want you to do some stuff here. I'll go do that. She don't want him to do that, and it's like it's like, again, it's a stupid ass argument. It's stupid ass argument over two people fighting over a car and one person not wanting to be. He's gonna go on saying how he don't want to be stuck there and he can't do this and can't do that if she's out going in the car. So he's
I have steaks, wood pellets, my grill. I know it's not unreasonable, but I'll go do it. How about you first? Hillary, how do you respect men? Yes.
I don't even get that, Hillary. How do you respect men? The other men you see, the mother comes back. So I guess he's implying that she's going to be gone and not going to come back.
You see the mother comes back. No. How do the man? No, you're not taking the car.
Steven,
you're not taking the car.
Steven,
you are not.
Then I will ask them to pick me up. Would you like me to ask?
Oh, that's right.
It's not about Steven.
Get an Uber.
Okay, Steven.
All right, he said she can't take the car. He said get an Uber. That sounds like a solution. It sounds like it should be over. She's saying, Steven, I can't.
I can't.
Feeling some constraints?
Steven.
Like, I can't
Steven.
go. Listen to me. You want to walk out right now? Listen to me. I can't go to the gym. I can't go to my parents. I can't call my friends. I can't be home. You're going to take the car and leave me here. Hillary, just think of how boxed in you've made me.
What?
Now, again, this is getting weird. It's a weird ass argument. It's a weird ass argument where they're fighting over a car and who's going to take the car. If she takes the car, then he got stuff that he can't go do in the car. So he wants her to find another way, go get it on Uber. Now, right now, it's a petty ass argument over a car. And yeah, Jackie, why is there only one car? I remember asking, is he going to DUI house arrest thing? It was a moment where he did have a surgery, but I don't know if that's connected in the timeline. Why can't they order groceries? Like, again, this is a stupid ass argument that some people have when they're married. Somebody is saying this is during COVID-19. Saying they're rich. Both of them can afford Uber. Right, Free Zone Lou saying, wasn't this 2 years ago? This was during the pandemic. Again, stupid ass argument that, of course, Candace Owens trumped it up as he's the, abusive monster. But yeah.
What do you need me to pick up? I'll get it. I'll be back when I'm back.
No.
And it's worth pointing out that, and I did this on the last video. Pointing out that she is going off. She's going off, like I'm talking about Candace Owens now. She's going off on him. It was some unforced errors on many sides there. When he announced his divorce, he did rope her into it. He did rope her into it by pointing out that she made a threat to expose it earlier. but I don't understand why. It's like she's conspiring she wants to ruin his reputation. So she's really going in on this. She's really going on this, making him out to be the most abusive monster ever. And she's basically just she read a report just basically telling his wife's side of the story. And it's just an all around weird situation. It's an all around weird situation.
That doesn't work either. You'll be back when you're back. That doesn't work either.
See,
Do you understand the difference between my life being set to the second and you're going, I'll be back when I'm back?
See,
Do you understand the difference between my life being set to the second and you're going, I'll be back when I'm back?
Student.
The only way out of it is discipline and respect. It's the only way out of it, or we're at an impasse.
We are at an impasse.
Good. Because you can't have any discipline and respect.
Yeah.
There you go. You throw your hand, you give up so easily.
I don't give up,
Hillary, you give up so easily. I just said the only way out of this is discipline and respect. You said, then we're at an impasse.
Stephen, no, we are at an impasse, okay? I love you, but Stephen, your abuse is sick. Your abuse
Watch it.
is sick.
Watch it. Fucking watch it.
I'm gonna let go. I'll get what you need me to get. And I need some space. You need to just stop engaging.
Fucking watch it.
I'm gonna let go. I'll get what you need me to get. And I need some space. You need to just stop engaging for a little bit.
Hold on, I'm rewinding it because I'm trying to make sure I read what she's saying. Hold on.
Fucking watch it.
I'm gonna let it go, and
I'll get what you need me to get.
I'll get what you need me to get, and I need to get some space.
And I need some space. You need to just stop engaging for a little bit. Okay? I love you. I love you very much.
I don't love you. That's the big problem. I've never received love from you. And the fact is, when I go, look, I need you to do A, B, C, and D, you just be disciplined about it. You go, no, but I love you more than life itself. Oh, okay. Put on some gloves. No, but I love you more than life itself. That's not fair. That's not fair, and it's disingenuous. Hillary?
Now, right there, I think a lot of people don't necessarily get. Okay, two things. One, he said, I don't love you, and I never received love from you. All right. 10 years of marriage, that's something that people will say. All right. That's something people will say 10 years of marriage in an argument. Fair enough. Now, here's shut up, hood server says space equals dick. But here's the deal. This is where I understand where he's coming from, where she's saying, things like, I love you and I'm committed to this. But then he's like, okay, but you won't do nothing that I'm asking you to do. I'm asking you to do this, this, and this. You're saying, I love you, but I love you and I'm committed to this. And he said, okay, you love me and you committed to this. I'm asking you to do these simple things. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. I love you, but I can't do these simple things. So it does turn into a situation where, again, people get to arguing. They get to fighting about nothing. One person get to asking one person one thing, and then the other person just don't want to do it. And then the other person's like, no, I'm going to do what I want to do. And then it's like, I'm mad because this person is doing this. And then, no, you need to do this. And then don't do that. But then I'm going to leave. But why are you going to leave? But you can't leave me here. I'm going to be stuck here. I'm going to be stuck here without a car. So no, don't leave. I'll leave. I'll go do it. And then you just stay here and you do this. Well, I don't want to do that. It's again, that's what I mean by it's a stupid ass argument. It's a stupid ass argument. Now she is floating into, I love you and I love you and I'm committed to this. But at the same time, he did throw out a simple suggestion that she refused to do. So it does turn into a weird situation. I'm going to get to that part, Bernard. I'm going to get to that. I mean, not I'm reading. He says, and Nate says, you can't tell your pregnant wife, I'm going to fuck you up. That's at the end. That's at the end of it. I'm going to get to that part. I'm breaking down the argument step by step, bit by bit. But I am breaking down with holding my nuts, saying, I love you and committed to this is manipulative when you're not doing what's being asked of you by this man who's taking care of you. You asking what he meant by put some gloves on? He asked her to do something that would have I don't know, it was something, I think it was something involving the dog, but she didn't want to do it because she didn't want to touch something. He was like, "Oh, you could do it, just put some gloves on or something." I don't know. I think it was, I give the dog some medicine and she didn't want to do it or something. It's like he'd be asking her to do certain stuff and then she just won't do it. And then it was something about walking a dog, and I don't think I don't make sense to asking the pregnant woman to walk a dog. But she's trying to leave and go do stuff by herself anyway. So I mean, it's like, But anyway, but I'm going to get to the part at the end, the part that's not in the video, that's in reports about him saying, "I'll fuck you up."
You're right, we're at impasse. Become someone, listen to me, day in and day out, worthy of a wife. No, not as a wife. I didn't say as a wife. Hillary, come on now.
I'm not gonna engage. I'm not gonna engage anymore. I'm gonna go. I'll get texting that you need. I'll get you what you need. I love you. I'm committed to you.
Are you committed enough to do those things?
I'm not gonna.
Are you committed?
See, she's saying, "I love you. I committed to you." Then he's saying, "Put on some gloves." He's basically saying, "Do this thing that I asked you to do. You're not committed enough to do what I'm asking you to do. So stop saying you love me and you're committed to me." And Hood Servant is saying, "If you could shop, you could walk a dog." But I don't know why he's asking her to walk a dog. I wouldn't ask her to do that.
Enough to do those things?
But again, in 10-year marriages, it'd be so much buildup where somebody could probably go so long not doing something, and then you just end up just raging out, like, just pick up the goddamn socks. And then so like it's hard to judge somebody by arguments. I'm just saying. Mr. Negative Man said she's putting on for the footage. Now that is a theory. That is a theory that she knew was being recorded and he didn't. That is a theory. Him and Barry said depends on how big the dog is. It depends on how trained the dog is. I know some dogs you can't walk while pregnant or not pregnant. Damn dog. But I mean, there goes the dog right there. It's kind of a big dog. If it's a well-trained dog, a pregnant woman can walk it. But if it's not a well-trained dog, it's going to be if it's not a well-trained dog, it's going to be dragging her pregnant ass all around the place.
You're not committed to anything. You're not committed to anything. You just said I love you. I'm committed to it. Walk the dogs, put on some gloves. Walk the dogs, put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things? Are you committed enough to do those things? Are you committed enough to do those things?
I'm good.
Walk the dogs, put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to get the medication the dogs? No, you take that in.
All right. Damn it. As it said right there, hold on.
Provide you a boundary.
No, that's a part of it that was off camera. Hold on. This is the part Nate was referring to. Make sure we don't miss this part here. It says, as Crowder head inside, Stephen gets angrier and angrier, and by his own admission, screams, "I will fuck you up." So I guess he admitted that later at some point. He says, "I will fuck you up" at his pregnant wife, Hillary, who then flees their home. Now, if that part that's not on tape happened exactly like that, yeah, that's fucked up and you shouldn't do that. And that's wrong. That's wrong. Everybody involved has basically said there was no physical abuse. The thing that he's charged up with is being mentally and emotionally abusive. And my conclusion watching this video is that it could be true. It could be true that that's the case, or we could have just caught a stupid ass argument that had a lot of build up. But the fact of the matter is, with Candace Owens, who's on some exposed Steven Crowder type shit, she's going to broadcast it and put it out there that he's an outright monster, and that's what it is. And that's what it is. You just judging from looking at this, I see I see a fucked up argument. I see a fucked up argument that don't make no damn sense. I see him asking her to do something and he don't want to do it and she want to do something else and he's saying, no, you can't do that because that's going to inconvenience me, but you asking me to do this is inconveniencing me and I don't want to do this and you don't want to do that. Well, if you don't do that, well, if you love me, you committed to me, you just do the simple shit that I'm asking you to do. Just show me some respect. Act like a goddamn wife every now and then. And then there's but she's pregnant and the unwritten rule is you are not 8 months pregnant, the woman get to win the argument. 8 months pregnant, the woman, you're supposed to let the woman win the argument when she's 8 months pregnant. That's the unwritten rule. And that's to me the biggest violation based off everything that we could see in the video. Based off everything that we could physically see in the video, because this part right here is not visible. The part that they're saying that was in writing on the screen. That part, damn it, okay, I'm messing up. That part that was in writing on the screen, we could not see that, all right? We could not see that. That wasn't in the video. Based off everything that we could see in the video, the only foul is the unwritten rule of 8 months pregnant, let her have it. 8 months pregnant, let her have it. Take the L, whatever. That's the unofficial, unwritten rule. Says dude was literally arguing with the fetus. That's the only thing. You take her being pregnant out of the equation. I see a normal couple that have been married 10 years having a back and forth argument about something stupid, and the thing that they arguing about ain't even what they're actually arguing about. They arguing because after 10 years they hate the way that the other one chew gum. After 10 years, it's like, God damn, could you stop all that goddamn breathing? Quit breathing all the damn time. Like, it sounds like one of them arguments to me. It sounds like one of them. You breathe too goddamn much. Shit. Fuck, how am I gonna be with somebody sitting there breathing all the damn time? That's what it sounds like to me. The only thing that makes it bad is the 8 month pregnant belly. That's it. It's like, come on. You take the pregnant belly out the equation, then it's like, it's just a dumbass argument. So no, I'm not going to pile in calling this man a monster. I'm not going to pile in calling this man a monster for that. But it is like, take the L. Okay, put it like this. Some women, oh yeah, that blinking, Dark Knight mentality, that blinking will get you too. That blinking will set you off. and let her be breathing and blinking at the same time. Oh, fuck that. It's over. It is over. I bet. After 10 years of marriage, I bet not catch you breathing and blinking at the same time. Fuck that. But no, but seriously. Seriously. Shit, what was I? You threw me off with that one. You threw me off with that one. Nate says, come on, you're sitting there, she's going food shopping, and you want her to medicate and walk the dog too. The nigga Crowder is a slave master. I'm not going there off of one argument, off of seeing one argument. He did offer to go and get the damn food, and then she didn't want him to do that. He said, I'll go get the groceries and you do this other stuff that I've been asking you to do. It's sort of like, and I hate to even say, okay, it happens all the time in marriages where, okay, The woman is saying, hey, could you take the trash out? All right, yeah, I'm gonna get to it. Could you take the trash out? Okay, I'm gonna get to it. Could you take the trash out? Damn it, I just sat down. The damn kickoff is going. The game just started. I'm gonna get it during the commercial break. A few commercial breaks go by and you forget you still haven't got up to go get it. After a while, that turns into a situation. After a while, that turns into the situation. So he's like, I asked you to do this stuff a while ago. I was doing something else when I asked you to do this stuff. And now you still haven't done this stuff. Now you're about to leave and you still haven't done this stuff that I asked you to do. Yeah, I could do it, but God damn it, I asked you to do it 8 hours ago. Shit. I'll go get the groceries. Could you do it now if I go get again? It turned into a petty ass argument. That's why I'm like, it was a petty ass argument. So the only major foul I see is that, dude, she pregnant. She 8 months pregnant. Let her win. All right, let's get to the super chats and we're gonna put the link in the chat and we're gonna open this up. And I'll get the opinions, perspectives, views, questions, comments, concerns from the audience. I'll get the questions, comments, concerns from the audience after I get through the super chats. Jackie is saying the video was also edited. Is that true? I did not know.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
Did not notice any editing. Number 16 in the building says some people will war and push. Okay, I already read that one. Thank you for that. But thank you for that super chat, number 16. Charles Merchant in the building says Democrats will fight conservatives by feigning Republicans, and those same Democrats will act like they're leaving conservatism afterwards. No conservative will feign a mental disorder.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want.
It's like a parent versus teenage relationship. Okay, I'm reading comments. No, but thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. John Paul D. Waterford in the building says all political parties are tools, not teams. Once men realize that fact, we can finally get some legislative traction on men's / manosphere demands. Thank you for the super Uno in the building says, had this been a black woman, has been a black man and women, the black man would have folded in a matter of seconds. Take note. And definitely, y'all are saying definitely edited. I didn't notice any editing. I did not notice any editing. And that could change things. Editing makes all the difference in the world. Somebody said that word is pronounced okay, hold on. Feign. I don't know what it means, let alone how to pronounce it. I don't know what that word means or how to pronounce it. But the link is in the chat. The link is in the chat for you all to come on up. The link is in the chat for you to come on up and have your say on this. Okay, yeah, I got the pronunciation. Oh, fake. It means to fake something. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. Now I want that super chat back up. Okay. Now I want to read this super chat again with fresh eyes. Democrats will fight conservatives by feigning Republicans. Democrats will fight conservatives by faking like they're Republicans. trying to use the definition. By faking Republicans, by feigning Republicans, and those same Democrats will act like they're leaving conservatism afterwards. No conservative will feign a mental disorder. Okay, will fake a mental disorder. Gotcha on that one. Definitely understand where you're coming from on that one. Definitely understand where you're coming from on that one. I think the phenomenon that you're talking about, it happens a lot more in chat rooms. It happens a lot more in chat rooms. Look, it be some people with fake, black avatars will go into a white space and say some crazy shit, or vice versa. Like stuff like that happens all the time. Yeah, people do that, and it's stupid, but I think it happens more there. I think Democrats are more likely, to fake to kind of fake be in the Republican chat room. Like, I put it like this. And I thought about doing this before. I actually thought about doing this before. Actually, I'm gonna bring shit. I gotta take this call. Hood Conservative. Go ahead. You got the floor. You got the mic.
Yo,
I'm
mic check.
Can
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Take this call. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Gotta take the call. I was actually reviewing this earlier, and we talked about this yesterday, and I was saying how I like Candace generally, but this is a bad look. And then yesterday it was just about her being petty. She invited his wife onto her show while they're having his divorce and all that. So I was kind of on Candace a little bit about that part of it. And now, it looks even crazier, because now you got this thing where they're trying to use this video where, and I did a whole show about this morning, but they're trying to use this video to make him out to be like this monster. Like, she's throwing that word around, monster and abusive. And so I watched the video several times, front to back, and it definitely does have some edits to it. There is definitely, like, if you actually watch it kind of like frame by frame, as they say, you'll notice the little jump cuts. So the edits are definitely there, and it's hard to imagine that Crowder would leak an edited video to make himself look bad. So the wife more than likely leaks the video. The wife leaks the video, and then whoever gets their hands on the raw footage, they edit out the parts that would make Crowder look a little bit more innocent or a little bit more reasonable, and definitely edit out the parts that make the wife look crazy. And so just on those kind of grounds alone, I'm looking at Candace like, you should know better. And especially because this is a marriage, and I know he may be fucked up by dragging her name into it in the first place. I don't know just how far off base he was by even bringing her into it. He maybe had a point, maybe he didn't, because he's saying she was trying to like extort him. And if there's an argument for that, then so be it. But that being said, for her to now like use this tape as evidence that he's an abusive monster, it's like, come on now, you're doing a whole lot, black girl. Like, you're doing a whole lot of black girl magic on this white man. I'm gonna need you to stop. I'm gonna need you to hold off on the black girl magic just for now. And so I'm not really feeling that part of it too. And then look, as relationships go, as arguments go, this is nothing. This is nothing. Could you imagine the type of domestic disputes you hear walking down Martin Luther King Boulevard? Like, this is nothing. Come on, you're gonna call this abuse? Nobody got he didn't even curse at her. Oh my, I couldn't even imagine this was me. See, this is I was telling the whole story on my show about this whole like situation when I was arguing with my pregnant baby mama, and I'm not gonna tell the story over, but long story short, one pregnant black woman don't stop no goddamn slavery. So I want to hear this shit about you pregnant and you a goddamn princess. That shit some bullshit. You are not a princess because you're fucking pregnant. So I resent that thing that women do, where on the one hand, you're superwoman, you want to conquer the world. I do everything with my baby attached to my hip, but I'm a woman and I'm pregnant. You got to take it easy on me. Nah, I don't want to play by both rules at the same time. You got to pick one and ride out till you die.
Yeah, with the pregnant thing, and listen, I put it like that. All pregnancies aren't created equal. I've saw the same woman be, practically able to do cartwheels while 8 months pregnant, and then that same woman could barely walk the last couple months of the pregnancy. So all pregnancies aren't created equal. So I'll say that there is a such thing as some of them. Sometimes it just varies. It varies. But some of them do get bad. Some of them I've seen
No,
a
fair
bad one
enough.
up close. But at the same time, that was the only thing that I would say was a serious foul. You take her pregnant belly out of it. That's just I just saw an argument between two people who were just tired of each other. That's just it.
Yeah. And let me clue you in on something too. The glove thing, from what I've learned, their dog requires some type of medication. And so she has concerns, and pregnant women and their extravagant concerns. She's worried that the medication is going to have a negative effect on her because she's pregnant. So, that's the type of fight where, as the husband, when you say you got to lose that fight, that little thing he's willing to like lose the fight or compromise. That's what the glove is about. If you're worried about handling something that you think is maybe bad for you, like first of all, it's dog medication, so it's not like I'm asking you to change the oil on your car. And then second of all, it's a simple solution: wear gloves. And so, and I said this in the chat, it's actually not about the groceries. This is definitely not about her wanting to go to the grocery store. This is a power struggle type of argument that's been going on in their relationship for a while. And we just get one snippet of it where he kind of maybe looks like the bad guy. And I don't even think he looks like the bad guy. He's just sort of holding his ground. And the only thing that maybe is egregious is the whole "I'll fuck you up" part. If that's true, then it's like, yeah, you kind of went a little far there. But again, words get said. Nobody was ever like physically harmed or anything. So I'm willing to be like, shit gets said in a relationship. If it's not an actual history of violence, then him throwing that out there and then feeling bad about it immediately after, stuff happens. Words get said.
All right. SKC put an interesting comment out there. It says, just chiming in for a minute, but I have a question. Does this qualify as black people talking on white people relationship issues, or does that logic only work in one racial direction? Yes. It only works in one racial direction, and that is what it is. Those are the rules, and accept it. Yeah. Good point, SKC. Good point, SKC. Good observation. Good observation. Where we at? I got lost in that one. No, that was a good point. But when I was taking the call, I missed some of the beginning part of what you said. You was talking about the editing and okay. Well, hold on, let me back up and make sure I understand. Because my understanding of it is she leaked the video, or she gave the video to somebody to a media company to leak it. So basically, she leaked it, right?
A journalist named Yashir Ali.
Okay.
He dropped a Substack article about this whole thing, and along with this Substack article, he put this video in there. So this is video from their doorbell ring cam. So you got to think about like access and motive. Why would Steven leak this video, especially with it edited the way it is, right? So it most likely came from the wife. And then the editing probably came from like her camp, put it that way. I'm not saying she edited the video herself, but more than likely, this is essentially a hit job that the wife facilitated. And because you got like Candace Owens and the Daily Wire and all that in there, it wouldn't even shock me if some money got exchanged, kind of help take a rival out at the same time. Like, oh, he's getting a divorce. Give his wife some money to see how much of an asshole he really is.
Then she did invite her on the damn show. That was like real extra. That was like real damn extra. We about to invite her on the show, ask some questions and prompt some tears and do the whole work. So like, damn. But people was throwing it out there. I don't know if this was joking. They was throwing out there that she was cheating or some stuff. That was just people fucking around. I know you said that space means dick, but But it wasn't nothing out there that she was cheating or anything like that, was it?
I haven't heard anything like that yet, but you should never be you should never let
Right.
yourself be surprised by these kind of things. But so far, no.
Okay. John Paul D. Waterford in the building says, "Are we really surprised that modern women, black or white, Candace Owens, Melanie King, fill in the blank, act like who we know they are? Some just hide and manage it better than others. No, we are not surprised that they as y'all tell me the name of the coach in the chat room who said,
But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
yeah, no, we shouldn't be surprised. Shouldn't be surprised. But thank you for the $10 super chat. Do greatly appreciate that. Do greatly appreciate that. The link is in the chat. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. Link is in the chat for y'all to come on up and have y'all take or y'all say on this. Let's circle it back to I don't know if you covered the Tyrese situation. As I looked that up, he didn't have to pay any alimony or spousal support. He just had to pay back child support. That was high based off the calculation. The way that is calculated is slanted in a way to where, yeah, if you make a lot of money or a lot more than the chick that your ex-wife or whatever, you're going to get screwed over. That's how it works. But at the end of the day, people were talking about it as if like his prenup, like he had a prenup, and it sounds like it worked if he didn't have to pay any alimony or child support. I'm sorry, if he didn't have to pay any alimony, he just had to pay the child support. The prenup can't protect you from child support, as far as I understand. So in that situation,
that's what it looks like.
Yeah, so in that situation, it looked like he didn't get screwed over. It's just that that astronomical amount that the lawyers got is ridiculous, and you could definitely argue $10,000 for a chick that make $150,000 is a lot. You could, so I get all of that, but I didn't look at this like, people talking about it as if he got ordered to pay like $30,000 a month in alimony on top of his $10,000 in child support. Like, the $10,000 in child support is screwing him. That's a lot. But I didn't think this was that bad. Other than the, compared to other shit, this wasn't that bad. Other than the damn $400,000 attorney fees. That's all I came away with that one. It was fucked up, and I'm glad he's speaking out. I'm glad he's taking a stand. I'm glad he's speaking on it, but I'm glad she didn't get him for no spousal support or none of that. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I guess you should always be like thankful for the little things, but wow, man, this whole situation is bad. And the thing with Tyrese, we called it out earlier. You mentioned it too, the whole girlfriend who'd rather be with Paul Walker. Like, that was embarrassing enough. But that's nothing. This is like serious stuff that matters. And dude, there is no justification for that amount of money. It's just impossible to imagine how much money. It's just impossible to justify that you're going to have to pay millions and millions of dollars, like not to this child, but to this woman over the course of like 18 years. And so that part of it, I resent. And it's not even about like child support per se. It's not about the kid. It gets deeper to this argument of like men and women and equality, because it's this thing of like,
just for the record, just hold on real quick. Just did the quick maths. That's going to all total up to $2,160,000, and I just did it at a flat 10, so it's actually a little more than that. But yeah, $2,160,000 for the life of the kid, and yeah, okay, Gary. For up to 18 years. But all right, go ahead.
Well, no, it's like you tell me. As men, we're told that women are equal and they have rights and all this stuff, but at every single turn, when it comes to any place that the law intersects or intervenes between men and women, they always seem to lean in women's favor. And so it's just another one of those examples where, like, no matter how much you tell me about equality, you're always going to rig the system in favor of women. And so that's kind of where it bothers me. And deeper than just the argument of equality, of like, there's just like the constitutionality of it. It never gets brought up how this whole thing is really illegal in a lot of ways. Like, where in the Constitution is the government allowed to force two people into a contract where no party was aggrieved beforehand? Meaning, if a man and a woman have sex and a baby is produced, you can't say I harmed you. Like, there's no damages because you got pregnant. But child support is essentially pregnancy damages.
Damn. Yeah. That's the best way to look at they do treat that. They treat that like she suffered in like you hit her in it, like you did a hit and run or something, like you like you backed your car up into
it's like,
her house.
I know I beat it up, but now I got to pay money forever. Like, goddamn. And that's what makes it so scary for men, is like women in general become dangerous in that way, because like, so there's almost nothing you can do to protect yourself other than not deal with women. Because no matter how you slice it, she can, look at this Steven Crowder thing. This is another thing that didn't get mentioned with the whole Steven Crowder argument. And Tyrese kind of falls into this category too, right? There is nothing you can say to a woman to defend yourself that won't ever get misconstrued as you being abusive or a bad guy. At any moment, if a woman is unhappy with something that you said or did, if you try to explain or you defend yourself in any kind of forceful way, you're automatically the bad guy. And so that's kind of what kills me about this whole thing. It's like, no matter what happens, you're going to lose. And so Tyrese is just another example of it. No matter what happens, you're going to wind up losing. And it's all women at this point. It's not a black thing.
Yeah. Yep. That part is very true. That part is very, very, very true. Trying to see what we got here. Shout out to Freeman Journal in the building. He says, if they want to collect child support, make the state hold the money in escrow and give the baby mama an EBT card. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely with you on the. I'm sorry, I got distracted real quick. No, I'm definitely with you on the aspect of, you know, the men, you know, like I hate to even word it this way because it sounds too sappy. Not treated like people in the eyes of that. Like they worry about all the needs and the concerns and all of this of the woman. Is like the system. It ain't is not going to treat that man like a person. When it comes to that man, it's dollars and cents on a calculator. When it comes to the woman, it's thinking about, you know, all factors, all manner, what she's accustomed to, what kind of life was she living before, what kind of life was she living with him, would the quality of life decrease in that way? And it's like they're really thinking about the woman, and they're not even thinking about the child. If they were thinking about the child, they would give the child to the man who makes more money than her. They flat out would. So they're not thinking about the child. It's like they're thinking about what's best for this woman. It's not even friend of the court. It's friend of the woman. It's friend of the mama. It's like, so that's
look at the Crowder thing. Look at this Crowder thing, right? So he's not a broke guy. He's a wealthy guy. He's got a stay-at-home wife, right? So, and the one car thing is weird. That's probably a decision they made. Like, we don't really need two cars. We'll go everywhere together, kind of some kind of stupid shit. Who knows? But that's their choice. That's not a crime. It's not like, you know, you can't convict them on that. But the reality is, he gave her this wonderful life, and how dare he have demands and requirements in exchange for this wonderful life he gave her? Like, that's the repugnant part to me. So it's like, no matter how good you are as a man, right? You know, I don't know if Crowder's all the sixes or whatever, but just, you know, assuming that he's a decent guy who gave her a decent life, and I'm assuming he's decent because you've been married to him all these 10 years, right? He might be an asshole, but he was good enough to marry and have all these kids with. So you gave her a good life, and you have requirements. You would like something in exchange. And when she doesn't want to play ball, you're wrong for being upset and expressing your displeasure and telling her she's not, you know, doing her wifely duties. And it's not even about sex, right? This is like, you're not even running errands. Like, what the fuck? We live in a house where things have to get done, and you refuse to run errands, and you want to say, oh, it's because I'm pregnant. It's like, all right, you know, with the whole dog medication thing. All right, listen, put the glove on and stop acting like it. Like, but that's what I'm saying. It's not about the errands. It's not about the grocery shopping. They're just having these
Yeah.
problems. She doesn't want to be there.
Yeah. That's my summation. That's my analysis of it. But we at the 2-hour mark. And I am literally coming back. The show is already set for the night show. I know the night show will be getting canceled. I said I ain't canceling no more, but the night show is definitely going down tonight. I already got it game set match, so that will be going down. So I will be back later on for the night show at 8:00. And so yeah, we will be back.
Well, Bernard, look, I
go
got to run anyway, so let me get out of here, and then I think you're about to end the show, so this is a good place to jump off. I'll catch you later, all right?
All right, peace. All right, yeah, we back. All right. We about to get up out of here. What trying to think. Oh, really quick. Yes, that's scheduled for the night show. But yes, it's new patrons. If any super chats I missed, also are and put those on the screen as well. But I do got like 2 new patrons I haven't formally acknowledged yet. 2 new patrons I haven't formally acknowledged. They will be acknowledged properly on the next show. I can't even get to it right now because I'm really not quick enough with the trigger to even get that pulled up. But I do got to properly acknowledge the patrons. But in the meantime, right now, I'd like to thank everybody who participated in this show today. Whether you like, share, subscribe, super chat, or Cash App, did anything to support the stream, do greatly appreciate you. Big John and Kofi. I don't even want to say that full name. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna say your name, but I'm going to properly acknowledge and announce you and have your name in the scrolling thing when I acknowledge the patrons. But either way it go. Thank you everybody for being in the building today. Appreciate each and every one of you. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Peace. We gone. See you later tonight. We out of here. Peace.